welcome back to Dinner and a Tip. So today we are doing bacon jalapeno crescent poppers. I think I got that right. So I'm going to go ahead and start frying up some bacon, and then let's work on our jalapenos for this recipe. Alright, so with jalapenos, the heat is in the seed. So if you don't work with jalapenos very often, if you have gloves, by all means use them. Go ahead and gut out the seeds with a spoon. And I have one thing of cream cheese that is softened. I'm actually kind of doing this more as a half recipe, but I'm going to actually give the recipe the full amount online. So the seeds are the heat. If you want people that really love the heat, then go ahead and leave some of those seeds in. And so next we're just going to go ahead and cut these up finely. You don't want really big chunks, you want small little pieces. And so we're just going to do this. And then we're going to add our bacon. I do have some cream cheese that I kind of mixed up a little bit ahead of time, but you just want your cream cheese to be soft for this one. And then we're going to use that everything bagel seasoning, which is going to give it the little bit of extra flavor we're looking for. So these ones, you could do the mixture ahead of time, and you can either cook these on the Blackstone like me, or you could actually bake these in the oven and just kind of pre-make these ahead of time. So, and actually I think I'm just going to do one jalapeno since I'm only doing 4 ounces of cream cheese. If you are doing the full block, add 2 or 3 of these to your mixture. Let's go ahead and check on our bacon real quick. I don't think you usually do bacon in these. Actually, I can honestly say I've actually never tried these before, but trying to expand my culinary skills and taste as well. So going to want to go ahead and get our chopped jalapenos in here. Next we're going to do cheese. I'm just going to do a half a cup right now just because we're doing a smaller recipe. And actually I'm going to do cheddar and I'm going to do a little bit of mozzarella in this just because I have both, and I can, if you really want to go hot and spicy, go ahead and add some pepper jack in this one. And if you have ranch season, you can do that. Otherwise, I've got this Parmesan ranch, so we're going to do a teaspoon of that and a teaspoon, well, probably half a teaspoon of garlic salt. That's what I'm doing for this smaller mixture. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of this mixed in here really good. And then we're going to do the crescent rolls, and then we're going to bake these on the Blackstone. I do have a little cheat on how to make sure you can do that without messing them up. So hang on for that. All right. Bacon is just about done. You can certainly have this more crispy if you like, but because my cameraman's staring at that one piece of bacon, I will give him a piece of bacon because he's not about to eat these jalapeno poppers. He's getting adventurous, just not that adventurous. If this was cooked a little bit more, you could probably get like just really crunchy bacon bits, but this is how we like it, so this is how we're gonna do it. How about that for an answer? All right. We've got our bacon in here. And I'm just going to go ahead and just hand mix it because I've got my gloves on. I think it's easier to get a good mix on here. So push off all of these jalapeno seeds off to the side and get rid of those gloves. All right, so this is just regular crescent. I would not probably do the extra big fluffy ones. We're just going to do the standard. It's like Christmas all over again. Except for you probably didn't feature Christmas presents, so Hopefully not anyways. So we're gonna go ahead and take our crescents and we're gonna just push our seams together. And then we're gonna go ahead and, actually I'm gonna show you a different way to do this. So with the gloves, because this isn't super soft cream cheese, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of like roll it out, put it into our crescents, and then we're gonna chop these up and cook these crescents on the Blackstone again. So I'm gonna go ahead. You see, we have our dogs very excited to try this. This is not gonna be on their tasting menu. So I'm just gonna kind of like roll these out so I get them in like a skinnier amount. All right. Just gonna go ahead and kind of flatten these down. Just want to get the mixture all the way to the end, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll these and then we're gonna cut them. So, all right. All right, so now we've got this nicely rolled. We're gonna grab a knife and then we're gonna cut these into 1-inch squares and then we're gonna cook these. With them in the 1-inch squares, they're gonna cook a lot faster. And so with the Blackstone, I'm actually going to throw down some parchment paper on this one. Put parchment paper on the grocery shopping list. Alright. You can put this directly on the grill, but even in my best effort sometimes to clean my grill, they don't always come out perfectly clean. So anytime I'm doing like pastry type stuff, I usually do this. So you're going to want to give them a little space because these guys are going to expand a little bit. And then, there we go. So we're going to go ahead and let these sit. I've got this probably medium high. And we're going to go ahead, give these guys a few minutes. You guys can check back in with me in a minute. And actually, because I do have my dome out here, I'm going to try to get these guys a little closer. They're not going to expand a ton, but I'm going to go ahead, try to sneak one more in here. All right, we'll sneak one more in here. We're going to cover them with the dome. It's Minnesota. It's like 20-ish degrees right now, so it's a little chillier, as you can see our breath. So we're gonna let these cook on one side. I'm gonna flip them and show you what it looks like when we flip them on the way back. Okay, so it's been like less than a minute. These guys actually probably going to turn our temperature down to low because they're cooking so fast. But you can see we're still gonna salvage these guys. But because these, we wanna make sure they're cooked all the way through, we're just gonna give these guys a quick flip. Give these a flip, and then we're gonna come back in about another minute to check our progress. So definitely we're not cooking it high. We're gonna drop these guys down to low. We're gonna cook them low and slow. If you were inside on an oven, it's 325. My griddle, when it's at hot, probably is like 450-ish, so it's a little hotter than I wanted. But I'm also gonna show you another trick if these guys start cooking too fast again. Okay, so we're gonna give this, you know what, these are cooking a little fast. So our trick is we have one of the cooling racks. We're just gonna pick these guys up, throw these on the cooling rack, and then we're gonna keep cooking these guys because these still need to get cooked all the way. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn them on their side. And we're gonna add our everything bagel seasoning to these. And I can see the cream cheese is melting in these guys. So let's go ahead and just do like a little egg wash on these. This is the only reason we're doing this is just so the everything bagel seasoning has something to stick to. All right. Everything bagel seasoning you can get in pretty much any store. So let's go ahead and give these a nice generous coat of that. And then we're gonna go ahead and cover these. And I'm gonna be able to turn up the heat a little bit. Now I'm gonna go to medium and I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with a little steam. This is the best way if you're cooking outside, if you don't have the stove option, to get that heat going and get everything cooked through. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna time this. I'm guessing we're gonna need another minute or two and then we'll be back. All right, we are back. Our crescents are just about all the way cooked. We just have a little bit of dough on the sides. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drop this down to medium. I'm guessing if I would keep these in here longer, they would actually finish cooking just fine. But I actually kind of like having a little bit of the brown on them. So we're just toasting these off. As you can see, we have the brown. They just look a little prettier that way. But these are actually starting to smell super awesome. So we're just gonna go ahead and toast these off. Basically, I think if you were just cooking on the grill, it'd be pretty easy just to go ahead and flip them all. But, you know, sometimes you just have to make things more complicated than they need, so. But now that these are forming up, I'm just gonna go ahead, throw the rest of these right on the Blackstone just to finish cooking these guys up. But I'm super excited to try them. I've actually never had jalapeno poppers, so that's what I love best about cooking, is just coming up with new things all the time. So these might be a little trial and error, but honestly, I love the way they're turning out right now. So I think if you just kind of do little flips on these guys, you got the bagel seasoning already cooked in these. All right. It's nothing left to do but give one a try. So the cook time's probably about 10 minutes total. Definitely keep them on not the cookie dryer, what is it? Cooling rack. Just so the biscuits rise all the way, but you know what? I actually really like these. These actually have a really good flavor. I love adding the bacon to them. I'm always afraid to try something because I think it's going to be too spicy, but yeah, I'm going to keep eating this. So go ahead, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Have a good New Year's.